will still go there. And so it made sense for AOL, and it makes sense for Google too. So what did Google add to the market that was so revolutionary that made them, I mean, Jeremy, are they the #1 company in terms of revenue now? I thought I saw a statistic on that. Maybe not, but they're
Apple is still the most
valuable. Is Apple still the most valuable? Okay, so they're right there. So what changed? What new idea did they bring to the market? And what they really brought was the Linkgraph. Okay, when Jim had 200 the keyword baseball cards on his website 200 times, and I had it on my site 100 times, Google said that's probably not a good measurement. What we need to do is we need to figure out exactly how quality Jim's website is and how quality Josh's website is to compare the two. Baseball cards, how many times that shows up on the website is not a very good indication of that. So what would be? Well, we started looking at the relationship between websites and started looking at links. Well, let's say Jeremy linked to Jim, and Davey linked to Jim, and Mike linked to Jim. They look at those as votes of authority or votes of popularity. Why would you guys link to Jim and his baseball card website? Normally, it's because you had a positive experience with it or something good went along with it. And for the most part, they were right. And let's say Jim's website with his 200 keywords on their baseball cards, he has all these links, and I have, let's say I saw Jim get 200, and like I'm gonna put 300 on there. So I put baseball cards, the phrase, the keyword on there 300 times and started to outrank Jim. Well, when Google came along, Jim's got these links. Jim started to surpass me in the search engine ranking because he's got votes of authority and popularity, and I don't. Does that make sense to everybody? And links kind of confuses people, and we'll get more into that later. Really, I mean, we post links all the time. How many people have a Facebook page? I mean, anytime you put a link to another website on your Facebook page, that's a link. How valuable those links are, the natural question every time I use that example is, well, how valuable are Facebook links? We'll get into that another day, but that's what a link is. Does that make sense for everybody? And so this is kind of a picture of a link graph. But after that, the rest is history. At one point, Google dominated 85% of the market, which is unbelievable. They collected $50 billion in revenue alone in 2012. 97% of that came from advertising, most of which their search engine is responsible for. So we are actually going to go to the Batmobile, and we are going to go to Google, and we're going to use Google real quick. So the search engine breakdown, I kind of wrote this over here. Google, everyone just thinks of as just one search engine. Right, everybody kind of feel that way. You go to Google and you search. Well, Google's actually made up of many different search engines. So let me just type in insurance. Let's type in car insurance, Nashville. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're going with Matthew McConaughey. Forgot about that. That was my example. Okay, so don't look at Matthew McConaughey right now. I know it's tempting to with pretty much all males in the room except for one. But if you just pay attention up here at the top, does everybody see pretty well where I'm looking? Look at this, images. If I were to click on images, it would probably give me bare-chested Matthew McConaughey on here somewhere. If I were to go to news, it would give me news about Matthew McConaughey. If I were to go to videos, it's probably going to give me that really weird video of him running around in like a beard in like Arizona or wherever he was at. These are all different search engines. This is Google's video search engine. That's their images search engine. They have their news search engine, their blog search engine. They've got all these different search engines, but the one that you most commonly associate with Google is their web search engine. And in fact, when you go to google.com, that's what you're searching. You're searching for, or you're searching through their web search engine. So that's really what everybody focuses on. We don't focus on other ones. The only reason I told you about that is because if you look, even on their web search engine, Google starts to pop these other search engines in here. Look, news for Matthew McConaughey. There's his pictures. Further down, I believe, his videos. What they've done is Google is just trying to get the information that you're looking for to you. And because if they do that, then they're going to make more money. How Google makes their money, we talked about 97% in advertising, right? And AdWords makes up the majority of that. That's how they make money, is when you go and type in car insurance in Nashville, or roofing companies in Nashville, or financial planning in Nashville. When you go on there and you click on their ad, and I'll show you in just a second, it costs those people money. It costs them money to advertise on Google. So when they can return quality search results to you and you keep coming back to search for everything, they keep making money. Does that make sense? Every time you come and use their search engine, it's a chance for you to click on an ad and for them to get paid. If they don't return quality search results, then you won't come back to Google. You'll go to Google, or you'll go to Yahoo, and they can't make any money off you anymore. So their number one strategy is to say, what is the user looking for? And we're going to get that user exactly what they want. Does that make sense for everyone? Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's do real estate. How about that? How about that, Davey? Okay. All right. So this is a little bit of a breakdown. It may be hard to see up here, but can anyone notice a box around these top 3 results up here? Does everybody see that box? Yeah. It's really hard to see, but I'll outline it for you real quick. From here to here. Does everybody kind of see that?
They made that box lighter.
They make it lighter. Yeah, absolutely. And does anyone know why they make it lighter? Mike?
Some people think it's organic, not
right. Right. And we'll get into organic in a second, but Mike's absolutely right. They don't want you to know that these people are advertising. They'll tell you over the top, see ads related, but that's probably just to make them feel good, that they told you that that's where the ads are. They're trying to disguise it so you won't click further down. You'll click on their ad and you'll make them more money. On the far side over here, you can also see that here are their ads right there. Okay, so this is where Google makes all of their money, and it's on a pay-per-click basis, like we talked about. Anytime, if I was to click on NashvilleHom.es, wow, I've never seen that before. That's actually a Spanish domain name. That's actually really clever. That's weird. If I were to click on that right now, NashvilleHom.es would probably pay anywhere from $3 to $5, is my guess. Just for me clicking on it. I had no intent to buy it with them whatsoever. I'm here with you guys, showing you how this works. RedRealtyHome.com, if I were to click on them, they'd probably pay anywhere from $4 to $6. Okay? And the reason that these people are willing to pay this much is because they've done the math. You know, they say, we have seen that for every 100 people that come to our website from search engines, maybe we convert 5%. And this is kind of different for real estate, but let's talk about maybe an auto repair shop. Okay, an auto repair shop, let's just go forward. An auto repair shop, say they get 100 visitors, they know that out of those 100, 5 people come in, they've done the math, and they said, you know, for the $1 or $2 we pay to get clicked on, we make a 4 or 5 or 6 to 1 return on investment, so it's worth it to us. Does that kind of make sense? And the market in this is very mature as well. And this is their AdWords product. This is what Google calls AdWords. I mean, Bing calls it something else. It's their ads, is what it is. So that is really where they make the majority of their money, and it's kind of a really cool concept. I mean, they provided a really valuable product, and they found a way to monetize it, right? So obviously, you can see that search engine marketing, which is just marketing on search engines, we'll get into that a little bit too. But I mean, does everyone kind of see how that works? It is very valuable, or these people wouldn't be doing it at all. And just as an example of how expensive pay-per-click can get, pay-per-click is very advantageous in certain situations, but just to see how expensive it can get in the financial and insurance industries. For certain keywords, people can expect to pay around $50 a click. And that may sound really expensive. I mean, you get 100 people, that's $5,000. But they've done the math and it works for them. And it's the same people advertising over and over and over. They'll have some new entrants to the market that will advertise and some will drop out. But for the most part, it's based on a bid system. So it's market driven and it works. But who would like to get those clicks for free? Yeah, okay, I figured that's why you're here. That's the cool thing about search engine optimization, is because if you are willing to go through, it's not hard work, it just takes a little bit of time. If you're willing to go through the work, as you can see, this is the first actual real listing. Okay, Yelp.com. Yeah, wow, they're here twice. They're here 3 times, good grief. Yelp, Hillsborough Village, Autoservice.com. All these listings right here, every time they get clicked on, they pay $0. It's just because this is Google's natural algorithm or equation. Google's come up with an equation that we talked about. You know, they look at the link graph and they look at the keywords that you use and things like that, and they decided to rank these websites based on, you know, certain criteria, which Google actually won't tell us what they base their criteria on. They'll let out hints every once in a while. Normally when they let out hints, we've already known. Like they'll say, well, by the way, you know, we use this as a factor. We've known about that for like 3 years, because what we do is we try to figure out how it works. We run tests and we run systems and we figure it out. So that's really how we've learned everything that we've learned. So let's go back to the presentation real quick. So does that kind of make sense to everybody? Yep?
Yes.
Good. There we go. All right. So before we jump in too much further, let's get some definitions down. SEM. You've heard a lot about SEO. You may not have ever heard SEM before. SEM stands for search engine marketing. And it's really not complicated. There's 2 ways to market on search engines. You either advertise or you show up in the organic rankings through SEO. Okay? AdWords is Google's search engine advertising platform. And I'll give you guys time to write all this down. I know I'm talking pretty quick. PPC stands for pay-per-click, which is the avenue that AdWords works through. You pay every time someone clicks on you. And just so you know, like if I were to go back to those search engine results and click on that guy like 5 times, he would only get charged once. They have a window. I don't know this for sure. For some reason, and we don't do a lot of pay-per-click at all. We'll talk about why in a second. But the last time I read about it, it was like 30 minutes or something like that. Google prevents abuse because eventually people won't use their AdWords platform anymore if they keep getting nickeled and dimed out. And they know that. SEO stands for search engine optimization, which we talked about already. Organic, and Mike used that term not too long ago. What does organic mean? Organic is non-ad results, and they're based on an algorithm. We dropped that. Affected by SEO.
I didn't touch it last time.
AJ, we dropped that.
Yeah, neither did I.
So any results that are based off of Google's algorithm is what we term as organic. Some people misuse it sometimes, and I'll show you an example of that in a second. But anything that is not an ad, that's organic. Organic meaning natural. That's just the term the search engine optimization community has adopted. And then also SERP, we call it a SERP. I'll say that again. SERP is in Paul, SERP. That stands for Search Engine Results Page. And that's what we were looking at just a second ago, right? I was showing you AdWords and I was showing you the organic results, as well, like I said, as the ads. And so that's just a SERP. So when I say Search Engine Results Page or SERP, you know exactly